Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It's been a very long time since I've done a pick a card reading and I thought today was the perfect opportunity to do that. This message is timeless, so allow this to apply whenever you find the reading in your feed or whenever you stumble across it. Most of my readings have more to do with self-development and healing, but you never know exactly which direction they're going to go in. There's a lot of information in the description box, so you can check that for links to the cards where you can find them. Some of them I sell directly on my website, so you'll find the link to that as well. You'll also find a link to the subscription program I offer on Facebook. I am currently developing that into a better program. Currently, they get a coupon code for $5 off any purchase once a month on my website. I'm also going to be doing daily messages there. Um, Same daily messages that I offer on my social media page, but they are going to be moving to the subscriber program. And I also will be going live on Monday nights for my subscribers to do personal cards for them. They also until the subscriber program reaches a certain amount of subscribers, I do offer readings upon request to them at no charge. It's a very basic reading that I offer, but I do offer them at no charge. So that I think is a really great opportunity, and it's only $5 a month. There's also information to donate to the channel if you'd like. That information is down in the description box as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cleanse the cards and the space before I go ahead and get started. I will be putting the timestamps below. So if you are drawn to pile number 2 or 3, you can find the descriptions, or you can find the timestamps down below in the description box. So pile number 1 is going to be this amethyst here. All of the decks are the same with the same cards, the same decks of cards, I should say. Obviously, the cards are different. And this was a sunstone here in the middle and a turquoise for pile number 2. So if you have any questions or comments, you can drop them down in the description or down in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in getting more of these. And I often do my newsletters through the channel as well for the business, so anything new you'll find there. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Pile number 1 is the amethyst. And I like to put all the cards out first so I can get a good view of what we're looking at here and the overall story that is going to be told using the cards. All right, so the overall feeling I'm getting from these cards right now is that you've been kind of sitting in silence, almost just very reserved in your actions. And this particular reading and message is advising you that it's time to get moving. You've been I feel like you've been waiting for a sign, and this could very well be it, this reading. But you've been sitting in solitude, kind of observing and waiting for that. Like this, I need a signier sign. This is the sign. So throw caution to the wind. Okay, it's time to start taking some action. You need to forgive the past. Forgive. I feel like this particular card here is saying open your heart to love. The more that you open your heart and pour love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. So that message could go into 2 directions. You could literally be opening your heart to love again. Perhaps you've been hurt. I feel like there's been a lot of hurt in the past, and it's time to look at that hurt with understanding and compassion. Think about, instead of the hurt and anger or sadness that you feel about those particular circumstances, which all of those emotions are okay and you should feel them, but I feel like the spread is telling you that It's time to move from those emotions into more of a compassion for the circumstances that you and what you learned because of past circumstances, I guess. And this might be a lesson that's been repeated a few times. So have compassion for yourself with that as well. If you feel like you continue to repeat a pattern, perhaps in love or whatever the circumstances may be, but have compassion for yourself, even though you've repeated the pattern or lived it a few times. It's okay. It's just all part of your particular story, and have faith and understanding and knowing that, and strength. Okay, have strength in knowing that every single time that you repeat the pattern, you're learning a little bit more about it. So if you look at maybe where you've evolved, say, however many years ago you want to go, I know I attract all age groups in my messages. So if you want to look at how you've evolved, the story has evolved, and the story is getting, you might feel some frustration in the fact that the story has repeated itself, but at the same time, look at how the story has evolved over time. So maybe you go back 20 years and think about where the vibration that you were attracting at that time, whether this is a love story or not. Um, and then think about maybe only 5 years ago what you're attracting in your life at this point now. So the sun is a very optimistic card, and it's saying a time of great joy and success. So I feel like once you show some compassion and forgiveness for past situations, it's allowing you to open your heart even more. It's allowing you to I really feel, as I'm giving this message, the heart actually just opening up and shining. And this particular light worker is telling you to shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. And perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear. And this here, like, she's just throwing caution to the wind. She's throwing her actions out, like, up into the air. And um there's something about the circle here too that's catching my eye, that um perhaps, throwing caution to the wind is going to break this cycle, break this circle. Perhaps you've been just so reserved in the past with everything that's kind of going on, that it's time to take those chances. So the snow leopard was the indicator that you've been kind of just in solitary, kind of using your integrity, and let's see, it's use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. So I feel like perhaps because of what's happened in the past, that um, you've been second guessing your intuition and a little hesitant to step forward into your next big thing, whatever the next big thing might be. um, but these cards are telling you to have strength at this time. Let's see if I can get that card a little better. Have strength in this time, personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're the stronger than you ever knew. And there's that word compassion again. So I feel like you've had a lot of bitter feelings, whether it's towards others that have hurt you or whether it's towards yourself for repeating the pattern. This message is reminding you to have compassion for both, because everything happens in in I don't want to say in due time. That's not what I'm looking for. But the purpose of everything happening is, there is a purpose to everything that's happened. And I think, like I said before, it's very important to go back to the past and just see how far you've come already. Uh, Even though you feel like you might be repeating the pattern, I feel like you've made significant, you've evolved significantly since you've started your journey, and whatever that looks like for you. So I feel like that's really about it, but this is a very positive reading, and I feel like you've been looking for like a sign of hope, um, or a sign to get you kind of out of that solitary feeling, to let the walls down a little bit. And I feel like this is your sign to go ahead and do that, to open your heart. A side message for anyone who is watching this who is a creator, We all are in some way, but this is specifically speaking to the ones that create with your hands, doing the different things with your hands, whether you make art, you make jewelry, you make whatever you create. The more that you open your heart and put your love and, yeah, that beautiful energy that you bring, that very we all have this like unique heart energy, this unique light, this unique energy that we bring into the world that is unique only to us. So allow the more that you open your heart and allow that energy into what you're creating, you're kind of spreading that out into the world. So I feel like that's a very specific message for some of you that do make with your hands or create, to be very conscious of the fact that as you forgive and allow forgiveness and compassion into whatever has happened in the past or whatever's going on, as you open your heart and identify with that very unique light code that's within you, you're putting that into, it's like your magic, you're putting into every single thing that you create and put out there. So to be very conscious of that and know that when you embrace the light within you and shine your light and you put that light into your merchandise or whatever it is that you create for others, that is going out into the world, like that energy, that energy signature that you have is going out into the world. So and it, people respond to that in a very positive way. I feel like that needs to be said as well. So be very conscious of that, I guess. So that is pile number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number 2. So pile number 2 is the sunstone. Just going to make a little note here for pile number 2, starting at 11:47. All right, so we'll move the amethyst out of the way. We got the sunstone now. And oh, this is a very deep one too. All right. Okay. So just kind of taking in the cards real quick here. So, something very strong about all of your psychic abilities and the things that you have that are within you, staying true to yourself here with the Archangel card. I have a few cards that are really indicating that you need to reach out to your community or your friends or your family, the ones who get you, the ones who understand you. It's really important for you to get together with them on a regular basis. I feel like community is really big for you right now. I feel like you've been feeling very alone. Um, and when you are with your community and your friends and your family who get you, the ones who, they might not be the family you were born into, they might be the family you've created over time, but they get you and they help you feel balanced, they help you feel grounded, and they allow you to be true to yourself. And there's a part of you that is, I don't want to say, it's like the deeper, that's what it is. Okay, so the deeper, very deep parts of you that run very deep, they allow you to share those parts of yourself, and they don't make you feel like an outsider or like you're alone. They allow you to be exactly who you are in the moment, and I feel like it's perhaps you've been keeping yourself uh, kind of confined into your own space, whatever that looks like for you. But it's really time for you to get out and really connect with these people. Make the time. Um, don't just say, we need to get together soon. You need to actually make the plan and actually action this plan and get going on it. Um, Something has ended for you, and you need to release that ending. You need to let that ending go and move forward. Don't waste time um, like going over it and over it and over analyzing it in your head. I feel like you've been spending a lot of time doing that, and it's creating a lot of unbalance in your life. It's creating a lot of fear, and this isn't something that that's serving your higher good at all. Okay, so allow yourself maybe, to sit and meditate one last time and reflect on the situation, whatever the situation may be that created so much fear around it. Journal about it, perhaps. That way you're giving some sort of validation to whatever happened. Um, and then close your journal and walk away. And if you're feeling super ambitious, maybe burn the papers, have a little ceremony. There's something I feel that's going to be very strong with having a ceremony with a lot of candles. So light some candles, and whether you choose to burn the papers or not, that's at your discretion. But at least close the book and walk away from it. Okay, and call upon your community to support you and love you and allow you the space to be yourself. Whatever this past circumstance was, it didn't give you that space. It didn't allow you to be who you wanted to be, or who you are at your soul's core essence. And it's put you in a place where you were out of balance, and you need to regain that again. What I was just seeing was walking through the woods, and touching some trees and some rocks and getting grounded again in your own energy, because I feel like you have been very out of sorts lately, very out of your own energy, just not really grounded into your body. So do some things that put you back into your body, into your physical body. You're a very intuitive and psychic person. Your spiritual gifts are very strong, I feel. But in order for you to be able to properly utilize your spiritual gifts, you need to have that anchor into the earth. You need to be grounded into your body, because without that energy of being grounded, without feeling firmly planted into your body, your spiritual gifts will take over. Not take over, but they are not as useful. In order for you to properly use your gifts and properly, be of service in a spiritual way to yourself and others, you need to really be grounded. And whatever just recently happened, or maybe it's an older situation, but you're still holding on to it. Whatever the case may be, it's time to really have yourself like a little ceremony or ritual with some candles, and properly release it, and allow whatever emotions that happen in that moment to happen. And then allow yourself the space to build yourself back up again, okay, and find yourself again. And like I said, there's a couple of cards here that indicate that you need to reach out to your friends and family to help with that. So I think I'm also feeling like you've kind of forgotten who you are as well. You've kind of lost your identity. So it may be important for you to really kind of ground back into your body and remember who you are. So someone needs to hear that. But so that's pile number 2. And I'm going to go ahead and go into pile number 3. My messages are very short and sweet. You can let me know how you feel about them in the comments if you'd like, or you can message me privately if you choose. All right, so we're going to go into pile number 3 now, and this is going to be at 19 minutes. So we've got the turquoise here, and we've got, let's see, trying to set the cards up all the same way for myself. And if you're using the timestamps, I just need to take a moment and kind of look at the cards as a whole and see how they're connected to each other before I go ahead and start talking. So just give me just a moment to look at them. All right. It's kind of funny because I feel like a lot of the times the cards, all the messages kind of are very similar. So collectively, we must be all feeling a very similar energy. If you were to go, if you listen to all three readings, you'll probably find that, because as I'm looking at these cards, I feel like I'm going to put out the same message, just slightly different. Um, so this one is saying an awful lot about your authenticity, trusting who you are, showing up as exactly who you are. I feel like you've been hiding who you are, maybe putting on a mask to blend in with the people around you. And this, I feel like it's time to really allow the mask to fall, because what you're attracting what you put out. You're going to attract whatever it is that you're putting out into the world. So if you're hiding who you are and who you, the light that you bring, or whatever it is that you bring to the world around you, if you hide that, if you put something else in front of it and you show up in a different way, you're going to attract people into your life that are not authentic to who you are. And that's not going to work out. It's just there's going to be a lot of uh, disagreements, and you're not going to feel in alignment with your soul's purpose. And when we're not in alignment with who we are, we're not showing up the way we are authentically meant to show up. We often will take on symptoms in the body, and um, just general symptoms in general. And if you do this long enough, they could turn into chronic illness. So I think there's a huge message here of doing that, showing up as exactly who you are, and not putting a mask in front of it. Um, there's definitely some movement and transformation happening in your world right now. And you're kind of, I feel like you're kind of fighting this in a way. And this message is telling you that it's time to really allow for this transformation and change to happen. So this could be actual change in your life, whether it's time to change jobs, whether it's time to change homes, whether it's time to leave a situation that's no longer serving you. But it's time to change. It's time to move. You're kind of focusing on a situation that hasn't been serving you for a long time, but you're not actually doing anything about it. And there's been many signs, I feel, that has uh, has been given to you, and this is one of them here. And you've been really focused on whatever the circumstance is, but I feel very strongly that the circumstance is not working for you, whether it's an actual physical circumstance in your life or whether it's a mindset that you've been maintaining. It's not working for you, and it's time to really tap into who you are authentically within your being, and try to move forward in a new direction and away from what's. And I feel very strongly that you are, and you're trying to figure out, maybe this is your sign to start trying to figure out how to make that change happen for yourself. Maybe you are already in the midst of this change and you need just like this glimmer of hope that um, everything's going to work out, and this is your sign that everything is going to work out too. Uh, the light worker that has come in for this particular, for pile number 3, is Diana, with focused intention. Think about what it is that you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcomes. So where you've been coming from in this masked energy and not being who you authentically are has put you in this place of feeling very guarded, almost under attack on a regular basis, which is going to put you in a fight or flight response on a regular basis, which isn't healthy for your physical body. And it's time to just recognize that something needs to change. And like I said, this could just be a mindset. It could be something big and move, like with physical movement in the physical world, or it could be just your mindset needs to change. You've been focusing on the wrong things. You've been focusing your attention into the wrong places. Um, and it's time for you to really sit down and think about what sets your soul on fire, like what really ignites your passion, what makes you feel alive. And you need to start heading into that direction. Um, because what has been happening has not been working for you, and I really strongly feel like you've been pretending to be somebody that you're not in order to fit in with the people around you, and it's time to really show who you are. Peacocks are extremely visual to look at. They're extremely flamboyant, so with all their, their beautiful feathers and everything. And that's a very vibrant energy. And perhaps you've been watering yourself down with the people that are around you, or watering yourself down with your intuitive development. However, that may be, you're watering yourself down, but you know in your soul's true essence that there's more to you, and you hide that, you mask it. So it's time to allow the world to see that, whatever that means for you. Um, and I think it's really, just before I close out the reading, it's very important for you to know that you're heading into a very positive direction. Um, and to stop focusing on everything that's not working out and the negative aspects and the things that are pulling you down, or grieving the loss of a relationship or something that just didn't work out, or isn't working out, knowing that you need to make some change, knowing that um, you know spirit, God, higher power, your guides, your angels, whatever it may be, there's a cup being offered there to move forward. A light worker here that wants to help you focus your attention and move forward in your life. It's time to transform into a better state of being, into a better way of life. So, um, you can let me know how that works out. Let me know how you feel about that. If this resonated or not, you can drop some comments below or message me if you'd like. And that's it for today, my friends. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out the description box for all the information I mentioned in the intro. And I hope that you subscribe and catch another reading in another time. Thank you so much.